So the common perception of the stomach makes acid for digestion, you're saying it's the byproduct because it's making the bicarbonate.
Yeah, well, if that was true, then you could eat corn, swallow it, and it would come out liquid instead as a whole kernel. The stomach doesn't digest anything. That's another scientific myth. The stomach's purpose is to manage and maintain alkalinity. What I can advise you to read my article. There's 25 scientific points. I've published these. Changes everything. In fact, Neil Solomon said about my work that the work that I was doing will change the medical and biology worlds as we know them today. It blows up everything that most people say. I had one doctor come to me and says, well, after I spent a couple of weeks with you, you just blew up 14 years of schooling in about 2 weeks. And he says, you're right. Once you understand the aspects of this, you understand the stomach does not digest food. The intestines do not digest food. This idea of taking probiotics and enzymes is not scientific. The stomach's purpose is to produce sodium bicarbonate to alkalize the food, to bring it up to a pH of 8.4, because if you want to make healthy blood, it has to be in an environment of 8.4. There's two ways the body heals. It either scars or it regenerates. It scars in pHs of fluids at 5, 6, 7. It heals and regenerates at 8.4 to 9. But 99% of the world's population is in decompensated acidosis of the interstitial fluids of the largest organ of the human body, which is called the interstitium. I learned it in Germany over 40 years ago as the colloidal connector tissue of the shod. Enderlin taught me this. Marie Blecker taught me it's about the environment, folks. It's not about the matter. It's the environment which that matters from. Isn't that true with the food in your refrigerator? Isn't that true with the fish in the ocean? If you adjust the pH of 8.4 down to 7.9, as a marine biologist, what happens to the fish and the coral reefs and everything living in the ocean if the ocean drops to 7.9?
You probably killed a lot of stuff. Yeah.
Everything dies. What happens if your pH of your blood fluids drops from 7.35 to 6.95? You're dead.
You would also, okay.
You're dead. So the common unintelligent answer, totally unintelligent, and it shows that someone really hasn't done their homework, is when someone says, oh, you don't have to worry about the pH of your blood because the body takes care of that. I mean, you can teach a parrot that, and they'll repeat that over and over and again, but that's the common response to, oh, why would you test the pH of the blood? You know why? Because if you drop from a 7.365 to 7.2, you're in an inflammatory condition which could go degenerative, and we're only talking about a 1-point movement. Now, I know it's exponential, so it's to the power of 10. So it's a lot larger than just 1 point. It's 1 point to the power of 10. It's a 10 times movement from electron saturated to hydrogen or proton saturated, from an alkaline environment to 10 times more acidic. You're in trouble. And at 7.1, you're in a coma, and at 6.9, you're dead. So what's the most important place in the hospital if they've got a brain? That's if they understand critical care, which most of them do. What's the first thing they hook up a patient to that is in compensated or decompensated acidosis, where they've checked the pH and they do this?
Like a saline IV?
That's it. Now, why would they put salt in? Because salt biochemically is one of the ingredients in combination with water and salt water and carbon dioxide, because the body, I don't know if you've ever heard this before, the body uses 90% of all the CO2 that's produced in the body from metabolism is used by the stomach to produce sodium bicarbonate every second, every minute, every hour, every day, every week, and every month of the year. So as long as you're alive and your stomach is functioning properly, the problem is the number one disorder in the world is stomach problems. And when people have stomach problems, what do they take? They take something that will neutralize the acid in the stomach. Why is there so much acid in the stomach? Why doesn't people ask that question? Why is the stomach overproducing acid? Why don't you look at yourself in the mirror and start being accountable for the consequences of your lifestyle and dietary choices? The body can't keep up with your acidic life. You know, so guess what? The stomach has to produce sodium bicarbonate to neutralize the acids of the food, because it can't biologically transform your food into stem cells at a pH ideally, which should be at 8.4. And that's the environment of the small intestine.